I can't move my king in this endgame. What am I supposed to do? Okay, hello, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm playing the Grob. And the reason I'm playing the Grob, as I'm sure you can see from the title and thumbnail, is that I'm playing a game of chess without moving my king. So what I'm going to need to do is try and attack like on the flanks and very much not move my ED and F pawns if I can help it. So that's why we're going for a Grob, because often you play G4 and C4, which are exactly the kind of avenues I want to open up around the king rather than pushing a pawn. And because I've enforced this rule that I'm not allowed to move my king, it means I won't be able to castle either, which could be potentially disastrous. They take here, which greatly strengthens this bishop, and also means they can't take this pawn. I think generally c4 might be played after they take this pawn, because then they can't take because of the threat on b7. But I'm just going to develop pretty much as normal. I could probably get away with this move. Seems reasonable. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to go for this right now. Queen a4, bringing the pieces out nice and early. Obviously not playing, correct chess principles here, but we're likely going to see this, and then I can take on here. And that doesn't seem too bad. I don't know. I mean, my queen is now absolutely a target to be attacked, and I'm probably going to have to try somehow and tuck it into c2 here. Although if I can get it to b3, this is absolutely a nice way to attack. Okay, a big problem is this bishop here. I'm going to have to play like b3, bishop b2, or maybe even b4, but I think b3 is probably a little more sensible, because I don't want to push the d pawn. Maybe to d3 to let it out this way might not be horrible. Yeah, I'm not sure. At the same time, this pawn is now hanging because there's no longer the threat of takes. And after pawn takes, queen takes here, where there was before, because the knight holds this knight now. Although I do kind of want my opponent to take this pawn, because I want to open the g-file as maybe an avenue of attack and then push my h-pawn when my opponent castles kingside, which I feel like is fairly inevitable. But I'm going to start with... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to start with b3, which does remove the b3 square for my queen. My queen is uncomfortably out. Oh, sorry, this pawn is not hanging at all. My queen holds it. And my opponent misses that just like I missed it, and we get the bishop. This is awesome. Wow. How am I that blind? How is my opponent that blind? Resignation. One win without moving the king. Let's go for another one. Okay, this time we have the black pieces, so it might be marginally harder. I could, however, play a Borg. I'm going to play a Borg. We might as well. G5. The Borg is the Grob, but backwards, because Borg, and isn't that clever. And then I'm going to play Bishop G7. Bishop takes. We go for C5, and it's similar ideas. Ooh. Now, I don't think that's the best move. I don't think that's not even the best move. I mean, I don't think that's a good move. I think all of a sudden, I now play G4. I think it's called the spike attack. Although I'm not sure if it's still called the spike attack when you're playing a Borg rather than a Grob. But we attack there. Okay. Now, a move that you probably want to play in this position is holding onto this pawn with the bishop by pushing this pawn. However, I don't want to do that, because then I've pushed my d pawn, and then there's an avenue to attack my king, and I cannot move my king. So, maybe we go h5. Maybe we allow knight f5, and maybe we start crying. That is always an option. Right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to hold this. This is going to be my way of attacking here. We're almost certainly going to see this. Or not. Interesting. And now gives me the option to play e6, which, although it sort of opens up my king a bit, the diagonals to the king, my king's on a light square, so keeping those pawns on light squares seems to be a better idea than pushing either d or f pawns. e6 attacks the knight, prevents knight f5, and also maybe gives me like knight e7. I don't mind e6. I'm going to go for e6. I think this, I mean, I could regret this because obviously we can never move the pawn backwards. Oh yes, free knight. We are just gaming in blitz right now. I think this is because I'm playing blitz, which I never take seriously, and therefore is a bit lower elo. However, I'm sure many of you watching have similar elos, and so hopefully this is somewhat entertaining, even if you're much higher rated. See, I was about to explain how do I move this so I can castle queenside, and then the pain of what I just said hit me. Okay, do I go for b6 and like trying to get the bishop out this way? I think I have to because I'm not pushing my d pawn. So I think I'm going to play b6. Potentially even bishop a6. You know what? Gonna do it. You have to do this. Unless you want to do this and blunder this, but then maybe here. Okay, anyway, we now trade this off. And I mean, trading seems to be a good idea, because we are, of course, up a piece. Takes this way so this pawn doesn't hang makes some sense, but rooks are less active, so I don't know, could be good. I can also play bishop h6 and do a similar tactic, forcing a trade, which I think I'm going to do, although bishop h6, knight h6. Where's my knight actually going? Probably it just has to come back and then this way. It might be worth it for trading off the pieces. Okay, I'm going to start with knight c6. I'm going to develop this piece. I think that's probably a good idea. This piece obviously puts some pressure on here. My queen is trapped. Are you joking? Okay, I can play this, but then this. Oh, I'm so bad. How did I not see that? Wait, no, it's not. I can take. Oh, this is sweet. Sorry. I can take this bishop. Queen takes, and then bishop h6. Pinning the queen to the king. So, in actuality, that is just a trade, which is exactly what we're looking for. Wait, is that even a trade, or do we just... Yeah, it's a trade. It's a trade, because they take the bishop now. Now, do I take with this or this? I'll be honest, controversial decision. I'm taking with rook. I think my knight has, like, nowhere to go from there. So now, oh, you see, this is where my king gets torn open. And I cannot move it. Oh, endgame. Not that appetizing, I'll be honest. Okay. If takes, I don't know which I'm going to take with. Maybe rook. Okay, we're going to take en passant here. And I really want to play king e7. Okay, how am I even going to move this rook if I can't play king e7? Maybe I go here, and then if here we've got this, that seems to be fine. I need to activate this rook somehow. Okay, you know what? We're going a5. I have to get this rook active somehow, and if I can never move my king, it cannot happen this way. Okay, my knight seems like absolutely gorgeous here, I'll be honest. If we see this kicking it, I can go to e4 here, and I can always go here. Seems to be absolutely fine. Oh no. Okay, when we see this kicking it and I go here, we're then going to see check, and then I will lose everything. So what I might have to play is knight e7 first. Seems to be fine. If it's kicked, I still have this. This is then held by the knight. Okay. Oh dear. Actually helpful, because my king, you know, isn't really weak along a diagonal anymore. There's no bishops or queens on the board. Now there's a d-file for my rook, whereas before I was going to have to do something absolutely questionable. Okay, we'll go here. Maybe rook g6. We'll go here. Come back. I just need to keep moving. Okay, do I even have a... Oh, I don't think I have an increment. It's going to be mildly heartbreaking. I'd really love to see this move, because then I could put it here and never worry about it again. There we go, perfect. Okay, now I can outpost my knights. Bring the rook to here. I need to not blunder this, though. Okay, we're going to go here, and we're going to see check, which is not pleasant. And I have to take, because I can't move my king voluntarily. Oh, dear. Okay, well, I have to take this, which might have been the best move anyway, I'll be honest. I'm just going to outpost the knights, I guess. Although there is this move, so not quite outposted. Move my king. And now if takes, I have to move my king. So that's fine, I can take here. Okay. There was no other move, so those king moves are acceptable behavior. Oh, this calculation is going to be so painful. I can't move my king here. Are you joking? I can't move my king voluntarily. I'm gonna cry. I'm actually gonna cry. This is horrible. No. I'm gonna have to do this, and then this move is gonna happen. Oh no. Okay, I guess we're just gonna outpost the other knight. I have 6.2 seconds. This is pointless. Okay. I can't move my king in this endgame. What am I supposed to do? I think we've found the problem with this challenge, which is that I cannot move my king in the endgame. Like, my king just has to sit there on d8 until I run out of legal moves otherwise, which is so heartbreaking. It's just unreal. Oh, I'm just gonna lose. Well, I mean, I think we found the problem with this game, with this. Okay, now I can move my king though. Respect. I have no other legal moves, so that's kind of huge. Okay. Come on, just stalemate me, bro. You really want to stalemate me. You just really are begging to stalemate me here. I lost. On time. Oh. Okay, so there is definitely no point in analysing these games because obviously the best moves in this endgame, let's just go back and explain quickly. I would have been, first of all, I would have been completely fine if I could have just moved my king here, because then after this I can just move the knight. So that is one place where I'll pay there, where there are pins. I've got to be very careful there, and that's the whole problem with having the king and the d file open, and my king drawn to the d file. And then the obvious other problem is this endgame I'm winning. I mean, look at the pawns here, it's awful. I could just go up, 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 and my king's gonna be like opposing theirs, and I hold like a load of key squares, and I got a pass pawn. These aren't going anywhere. I'm definitely winning objectively speaking. However, if I can't move my king, my opponent's just going to use theirs, and the king is the most powerful piece in an endgame like this. We just had to give away all our pawns, and then eventually, when there were no more legal moves, we got to move the king and try and get some stalemate here by heading to the corner, doing some kind of Rosen trap, which, I'll be honest, nearly occurred. If my opponent had played this to try and mate me, that would be stalemate, holding onto this square, which of course is possible. So fight out till the end. However, yeah, but my opponent just played queen b5, sorry, and then after king a8, they're just going to play king c6, king a7, and queen b7 checkmate. So yeah, I would have had, you know, nothing I could have really done there, provided that I stuck to the rules. However, an interesting concept, one that I maybe will pursue in future videos. Try and look at some theory for it. And you know, maybe try and invent a new variant where the king is not allowed to move unless forced to. Call it the lazy king or something of the sorts. Leave a suggestion for the name of this this fun variant in the comments. And yeah, give me that good interaction. We hit 700 subs super recently, which is awesome. So thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed. If you're new and watching this, I'm really trying to hit 1,000, so I'd heavily appreciate a subscribe. It would mean a lot. And yeah, if anyone ever wants a game, add me on Lichess, message me, and you know, get your game in before I blow up on YouTube and become a celebrity, which is going to happen in probably 2 months. I'll have like 1 million subs, something like that. Anyway, goodbye.